Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Time for a fact that makes your brain just go. And this involves Gen Z to millennials. No, I'm sorry. Gen X to millennials to Gen Z. As the relationships keep getting younger, there's been a loss in the family. And maybe you enjoy it, maybe you don't. It can be, something that you look forward to when I give you the answer or something you don't look forward to. So it's either a positive or a negative depending on you. But
I have to say, Brian, on the text line, the number one guess on the text line, we got so many of these, is people saying family dinners and meals.
I saw that.
That's a really good guess. Even if it's not the answer, because I don't know what the answer is yet, I feel like that's probably true, too. Like, that's such a good point.
We're already losing Harper at 2 years old. She's like watching The Wiggles. I'm like, hey, come on over here. We're going to eat dinner together as a family. And she's like, no.
Oh, trust me. Tristan was on his Apple Watch last night talking to the girl he has to be his Valentine. And I'm like, excuse that. Could you just eat your food? Because he's got his watch up to his mouth every 4 seconds. I'm like, please just eat your dinner. For 5 minutes, can we interact?
So you C-blocked him and said, put the damn watch down, stop talking to her?
Yes, I'm like, just 5 minutes. You text her the whole day, the whole night, whatever.
Well, it's not family dinners, but that does suck that they've gone away. But it is close to what you said. You said siblings. It's not siblings, but it's cousins.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
There's a shortage of cousins out there, apparently, because obviously people saying what you said about having less kids, whether it's money or just don't want to have many, is like 17 kids like they did back in the day.
Right. I mean, those are your cousins, so it's in direct relation.
Like I have 6 first cousins. That's all I have. And I think that's a lot. We all grew up together.
That's a good amount.
Well, there was 4 of us and 6 of them. So we all grew up kind of together because we all just very close. So it was like 10 kids in the house. As a kid, I thought we were all brothers and sisters, to be honest. I thought we were all just together in this.
Totally. That's like the old school. Like, that's how it was. My husband has like 400. It's like a Hispanic thing, though. Like, I don't even think they're all actually his cousins. So it's kind of confusing to me.
Some are just like in The Bear. Yo, cousin. But they are kind of cousins in The Bear, but still.
Right. But I'm kind of like, if I did a roll call on like, but who's got like the blood thing going on? But like, whatever. There's like a million cousins over there. I have a decent amount. I have so much of my family that I've never even met, though. So I'm like, I don't know. I only grew up with a handful of cousins that I actually got to like see and hang out with.
I always loved it when the cousins came over because, like I said, it was time to just rage.
Their cousins are like your first best friends.
Yeah.
Because you're together at all the holidays. A lot of the first sleepovers you're allowed to have. Like, it's really, it totally is like your first friends.
It's also where you learn like first swear words, where you first threw a rock through a window through someone. You did all the bad stuff with your cousins. Because they would egg you on. No wonder
they didn't want to have more kids with you guys. Good Lord.
Yeah, we were a gang, for sure. And my wife, she's got like, mom is one of 7, dad's one of 8. She has like you said, like 700 first cousins.
Oh, my God.
I have a bunch of second. One of
8?
Yeah. I have a bunch of second and thirds. My dad tried to fix me up with a third cousin.
Oh, my God.
You can legally do that.
What exactly does it mean, third cousin? What does that mean?
Let's see. Because I can't remember either, and I didn't know.
I always thought, and this could be wrong, so my description of, like, first, second, third is your first cousin would have been, like, okay, your dad's brother's kid.
Right.
And then your second cousin would have been your cousin's kid. And then your third cousin would have been your cousin's kid's kid. That's what I thought it was.
Wait, second cousin is your cousin's kid?
Yeah, like, now it's, like, the second generation of the cousin. That's what I thought.
I'm all confused. Okay, third cousin is a child of one's parents' second cousin.
Yeah, but
so is the second
that
cousin
help.
No, is the second cousin then?
So how the hell does the second cousin? Now go look up what a second cousin is.
Oh crap. Okay, what's a
second cousin?
I don't know.
I thought you were looking it up.
No, I am. No, I'm looking it up. And then there's people bringing this once removed thing.
Oh, I just thought that was divorce. I always thought it was divorce.
Okay, a second cousin is someone who shares the same great-grandparents, but not the same grandparents. What the hell's that? I just want to know who had a kid, and that's who they are.
Someone who shares your great-grandparents as your most recent common ancestor.
Why are we bringing ancestors in?
What the hell does that mean? Okay, so first cousins share grandparents.
Wait, yeah.
Second cousin, right? Okay, so you all have the same grandparents. Second cousins share great-grandparents.
But not the same grandparents.
And then third cousins, it says share great-great-grandparents. What does that mean?
Does that mean I can sleep with my third cousin?
I don't think so.
I think so. I don't have any great-grandparents around. How am I supposed to know who's what?
Okay, so no, somebody said I was right. They go, Kenzie, you're correct. Second cousin is your parents' cousin. So your parents' direct cousin is then your second cousin.
Okay.
I guess.
I'm still confused. I still want to know if I can sleep with my third cousin.
And this is why everybody in the Hispanic culture goes, cousin, primo.
So if they're all cousins, everybody can sleep with whoever, I guess, eventually.
No, that's not the moral of the story.
I thought it was.
No.
That's too bad. All right, well, either way, don't sleep with your second or third until we figure this out exactly. Don't sleep with those cousins. And it doesn't sound like anybody's got any more cousins anyway because people aren't having kids, and that's the fact that makes your brain go. With Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101. You can't defeat her. She's too powerful.
Clash with Kenzie.
Let the battle begin. Q101.
All right, let's go. Those tickets for the Chicago Wolves, and Case is in Vegas. He's on a flight to Vegas right now, so I hope
Vegas, baby.
I hope people were nice to Josie on the phones there calling in because people can get pretty aggressive trying to get on Clash with Kenzie, you know?
Yes. And then every time there's somebody new on the show, like, they're like, what are they doing here? Case isn't fired. Everyone relax.
Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, we'll see
I
how
know.
it goes.
She's actually doing pretty good, so we'll see.
It's phenomenal. Except
Yeah.
for forgetting the cheese sauce yesterday at Portillo's, but
Stop it.
that's a whole other story. She did find Tyler for us in LaPorte to compete against Kenzie today. And remember, if Tyler loses, Kenzie will still give away the tickets to everybody listening. So you still got a chance if you love the Chicago Wolves against the Ice Hogs this Saturday. 5 tickets. Tyler, what's up in LaPorte? Tell us something about yourself, bud.
Hey, what's up? Just another normal Wednesday, headed to work. I do heating and air conditioning, so I'm going to make some people's houses comfy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love it. We appreciate you, sir.
It's
I
that
appreciate you.
It's that weird time of Chicago where you turn the heat off, then you turn the air back on, and you go back to the heat. And that must make the HVAC systems kind of go like, hey, chill. How about just opening a window and just relax? You know?
Yeah, that could work for sure.
Now you sound like my husband, Brian. Leave me alone.
Yeah. Air conditioning, heat. I got to be the right temperature. I can't wait. Once it gets to like a certain degree, just like I'll switch over to air, back to heat, and it's, hoodie.
God forbid I want to feel perfect. I don't see what the big deal is.
I want to be perfect.
Sorry.
All right, Tyler, here we go. First one to 5 wins. Listen carefully. If Kenzie gets one wrong, you can steal a point. She can do the same to you. Call heads or tails, Tyler.
Let's go Tails.
It is tails. And
Phew.
Tyler's up first. Tyler, question number 1. Who played the role of Liz Lemon on the TV show 30 Rock? Did you watch that show, 30 Rock?
Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway is not right, but always take a guess.
Always guess.
I never rip on guesses. I rip on people that don't guess. That's the problem. It's not her. Do you know who it is, Kenzie?
Tina Fey?
Tina Fey is right. That was Tina Fey on that show. All right, back to Kenzie. Which bone are babies born without? Which bone?
Wow.
I know. Babies don't have this.
I feel like it's kind of a trick.
What do you think they don't have? Damn
I don't know.
babies.
Well, they're not born with like teeth, which is a bone.
I don't think teeth are bones.
I think they are.
It's like enamel, so it's
Okay.
not bone. But that's not right anyway.
Oh, okay.
Tyler, do you know?
I actually do know this one. It's kneecaps.
It is kneecaps. They grow. How'd you know that, Tyler?
There was actually a drinking card game that we were playing like maybe a year ago, and that came up, and we had a big discussion about it.
There you go.
Sounds like a party. Sounds like a rager.
It was an interesting one.
And now I'll never forget either.
All right, it's 1-1, and it's back to Tyler. Tyler, the itsy bitsy spider rhyme. In that rhyme, what does a little spider climb up?
The water spout.
The water spout is right. Tyler's rolling 2-1. Kenzie, back to you. What meteorological significance is traditionally attached to cows lying down? So,
Why are you laughing?
because the case made these questions before he left.
You're just wondering what's going on.
I mean, I wouldn't have known this.
I mean, I would assume it has something to do with a storm. So like rain.
Rain is actually right. Cows
Okay.
lay down when it rains.
Just like, you know how animals always act weird when it's a storm? I would think that.
Yeah. I mean, I would hope they would try to run, but then I can't picture a cow necessarily like galloping like a horse. So I guess they got to just lay down. They just say, F it, I'm going to lay down and get wet.
They're
That's
like,
what's
let's
happening.
get a comfy spot.
Let's stay with weather. Back to Tyler. What name is given to the phenomenon of tiny drops of water condensing on cold objects near the ground? What is that called? What is that name?
Let's go with dew.
Dew is right. Tyler knows his weather.
Tyler knows his weather.
He knows bones. So it's 3-2. Is it back to Kenzie, right?
Yes.
Am I right on that? Okay. Kenzie, a challenge which involves eating a spoonful of which spice has spawned several YouTube videos?
Well, like million YouTube videos. The cinnamon challenge?
Cinnamon challenge is right. Which, that seems like a dated question because I haven't seen anybody do that in a long time. But back in, let's say, I'm going back to like 2011 or 12.
I would guess like 13, 14, because I feel like it happened like my senior year and after.
Did you ever do it?
I didn't do it.
Tyler, did you do it?
I did do it.
Oh.
You
It's-
did?
it was
How'd it
terrible.
go?
It sucks, doesn't it?
It was terrible.
Yeah, it's not fun.
10 out of 10 do not recommend.
Yeah, I had a producer on the show then. It was not Case, and he did it. And I thought he was going to die, and he coughed out the cinnamon smoke came out his nose.
Did you freak out like, oh my God, I'm going to go to prison for killing my producer with this challenge?
For about 3 seconds, I looked
Yeah.
at myself behind bars like Andy and Red and
You know what
Shawshank.
horrible challenge I did do though? This is like one of those stupid things that people do. I put salt on my wrist and an ice cube on it, like at a sleepover. Because if you do that for a long time, it starts to burn your skin. And to this day, I don't have pigment in that spot.
Oh, you got to post a picture of that on Facebook, that little spot. Is it square like an ice cube, or is it a round ice cube?
Well, it's kind of like round because it's like all the salt was sitting there. It's like misshapen.
Wait, so salt and an ice cube on top, it eventually burns your skin.
Yeah, you hold it there for a long time. I don't know why it burned your skin and took the pigment out of it.
So
It was a mistake.
Is it like pure white, like bleach is on your arm?
Yeah, it's harder to see because like I feel like I have olive skin,
Yeah.
But like if you're looking at it, I have like this little patch that's clearly a different color than the rest of my skin.
Who dared you to do that?
Girl named Taylor.
Oh, damn. Taylor.
Taylor, son of a bitch.
Jonas, son of a bitch.
All right, back to the game. It's at 3-3 right now, I believe we got. And it goes to Tyler. Staying with that world, YouTube. Which company acquired YouTube in 2006 for $1.65 billion? Who bought YouTube, Tyler?
I'm not sure. I'm going to try and guess with Google.
Google was right. They had the cash to do it.
They had the cash.
good
You were there at the drop.
Good investment. It's back to Kenzie. Which horoscope sign has a crab?
Oh, a Cancer?
Cancer is right. So we got 4-4. Next one wins, and Tyler, you are up.
Woo!
Tyler, what type of animal was Seabiscuit?
He's a horse.
It was a horse. There you go. I think you guys answered almost all of them right. Pretty good. Pretty good. But Tyler, you get the tickets. You are going to Chicago Wolves. Hope you got 4 friends because you got 5 tickets for this Saturday, the Wolves versus the Ice Hogs. It's also Adopt a Dog night. Maybe you come home with a dog. That'd be pretty cool. And you get a goalie bobblehead, too, if you don't want a dog. If you don't want to bring home something you have to take care of for the next 15 years, you can just have the bobblehead.
I already got 2 of them. I think 2's enough. I might just take the bobblehead.
Yeah, maxed out on dogs.
Maxed out.
Congratulations. Hang on. Josie will get your information. And if you like free stuff, remember we're a half hour away from 8 o'clock. That is the Smashing Pumpkins Song Scramble, Billy Corrigan, a night at the Lyric Opera House, Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness, a 30-year anniversary. Special, exclusive, and I got to say, I think this one's pretty easy today. So that's coming up at 8 o'clock with Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Enjoy 21 Pilots.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
I found this fascinating as I go around. I'm looking to buy a place with the wife. We're renting and we want to buy a place. But Chicagoans, 10% of them can't put their car in the garage because it's full of junk. Or they've converted it to something else, the garage.
Oh, little man cave.
Yeah, I think so, because obviously with the price of where to live, whether you're renting and you get a garage on rent or buying a home, everything is just too small for the money you have. You can't get what you want, really. So I'm going to turn that garage into another room, my dream man cave or she shed, or just a bunch of stuff. It becomes storage. I'd be curious about our listeners before we get to the song scramble. What are you doing with your garage right now? Is it cool, or is it just jammed like Hoarders, like that TV show.
So you have a spot outside because you live in downtown. Do you put stuff in the spot though? Like I've seen people put like their patio set, like in their. Have you seen that?
Yeah, but I don't do that.
You don't do that.
Just stuff laying outside in the parking
Like a
spot.
grill, like in their spot.
I'm lucky we got a spot, but it is outside and it's not covered, so I can't really put anything out there.
In it?
But
You don't feel protected just by the lines painted on the.
I just picture people walking up like thinking it's a yard sale and just kind of grab it in the middle of the night. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it backs up to an alley, so I don't feel too comfortable leaving my guitars out there.
That's where your man cave is outside.
Yeah, but I've like my wife's family from the East Coast. They take all their garages and make awesome man caves and bars out of them.
I've seen people like where it's like a full-fledged bar. Like you look like you walk into a restaurant.
It's unreal. We go into the house and like, oh, we're going to go watch the game in the basement. No, let's go to the garage. And there's like 8 TVs. There's an outdoor freezer, air conditioning, heat.
Pool table.
It's unreal. These garages are stupid. They're so good. And I'd be curious what Chicagoans like listening right now do with your garage. You actually park your car in it. Because honestly, you don't need your car in a garage. Just put it in the driveway.
No,
on the street.
I hate that. I don't want to clean my car off.
Oh, it's not that bad.
I can't reach it.
Well, that's true.
You're big. You don't understand what it's like when you can't get to the snow.
I didn't think of that.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, Eric checked in. We just moved into our house, 2.5 car garage. Looks like an episode of Hoarders, he says.
Oh, Tate said their garage is a gym. Good for them.
Yeah. Not just flexing or what? Not flexing working out, but just flexing that I got the weights in the garage. Do some curls out there.
Ours is just a garage. We have cars and a lot of storage. Because we have 2 cars, but it's a 3-car garage, so we can use that third stall.
You got a 3-car garage.
Oh, la-di-da.
Richie Rich.
Oh, yeah.
Rich ass.
Listen, it's not a 3-car garage in downtown Chicago, okay? It's much more affordable out here.
So you have 2 cars, and then what's the third space looking like?
My husband's golf cart that he likes to ride around the neighborhood.
Oh, his golf cart.
And then, like, a bunch of, like, toys and stuff like that. Like, we have a wagon, the kids' bikes, like, all that kind of stuff fits in the third stall.
So it's like storage, except for the golf cart.
Yeah. But I put stuff on top of the golf cart. My husband gets mad at me.
Start stocking stuff on it.
Yeah. I'm like, whatever.
We had someone check in here from 219. My garage is a dedicated woodworking shop for custom furniture business called Tellez Woodworks in Hobart. That's Tellez Woodworks in Hobart. Well, go check them out. Go to the garage and do some woodworking.
Whoa, look at this text. We turned our garage into a 5th bedroom.
What?
Yeah, because they have a family of 7. That's insane.
Who gets the garage?
I don't know, but like, did you leave the garage door? Like, is that how they leave their room?
It's like they wake up in the morning and open the garage door?
Yeah. Could you imagine like your parents like take out the garbage? You're like, oh, you open the garage door.
I imagine that they had some kind of UFC MMA fight to see who gets the bedrooms in the house and last person standing or got the best room. But the person
the oldest
that lost, kid
would totally want to live in the garage. I could see Tristan being like, who want the garage?
I want to be. Yeah, I would live in the garage.
That'd be a
awesome.
big ass room.
Chris checked in. I use my garage as a couple cars, motorcycle, tools, workplace. So the fact is about 10% of Chicagoans can't park in the garage because it's something else. And I'm just curious what people are doing with their garages.
Oh my God, these garages are awesome. We're doing everything wrong, Brian. This guy says he has a projector in his garage for games.
Oh, hell yes.
This is awesome.
Game night.
We're really F it up.
Yeah, I guess hopefully no one's ever parked in the garage. You have to clean it out because there was a gas smell in there and, some oil spots. You know what I mean?
Yes, that's true.
Okay,
so an update on the bedroom. Mom and Dad get the garage done.
What? They're paying for everything.
Well, yeah, but maybe they really they pimped out their garage. It's a big space.
630 checked in, 2.5 car garage full of Tupperware. Just loaded up with the totes.
What?
Yeah.
That's a lot of Tupperware.
Another 219er, Sarah from Valpo, said our garage is a blacksmithing shop and storage. Wow, a blacksmithing? Did they go back to the 1700s doing horseshoes in there?
Well, no, some people are really into they make their own stuff, you know.
I would just buy a horseshoe, I think, but that's really nice. They do that.
I would just buy a horseshoe. Well, someone's got to make them, Brian.
That's true. They got to make them in there.
I would just buy a horseshoe.
My teen took over with his hockey gear and equipment, fishing gear, golf gear. Not many people of our listeners are parking their cars in the garage.
Mira, hold up. Kimberly said we have a hot tub in our garage. This is what I'm talking about.
Okay.
This
All
is
right.
awesome. I'm gonna make Justin move his his stupid golf cart because I want a hot tub.
Yeah, you could be doing a lot. You have a 3-car garage. You could make
I don't have anything cool in it.
a guest house. Just park the car outside.
I know.
It's not going to, right now especially, it's not going to snow again. So you don't have to wipe off your car with anything. You don't have to crawl on top and scrape it off.
I want a hot tub.
Wow, that's amazing. So 10%, and it seems like it's more than that from looking at our listeners.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess people don't even realize that you're supposed to put your cars in there based on the tags we're getting.
I love it. 10% of you don't use the garage for cars, but it looks like more like 90% of our listeners don't. We want to come over to your houses.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101, and it's Head to Headlines. You decide the content of the show. Funniest headlines of the week. There was hundreds of them. We narrowed it down to 2, and boy, did we find 2 goldmine headlines because
I know, because this is close.
neck and neck. And headline number 1 was Cutthroat Cowboys busted after wild viral video captures them riding emotional support horses through Walmart. That was headline 1. Headline 2 was, these are long, Michigan man imprisoned for sending cruise ship bomb threat to prevent his girlfriend from going on vacation without him. Okay.
I heard that and I was like, why have I never thought of that?
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Well, you know what? This was so close. One of the closest votes in the history of Head to Headlines. It was neck and neck.
No kidding.
But headline number 2 did win by like 3 texts of the hundreds that we get. You guys vote on this one. So headline number 2. But before we do that, I do feel like I owe, since it was so close, headline 1 people something. And I break my own rule and say we'll never talk about the other one that doesn't win. We'll never talk about it. But there is audio from the emotional support horse Walmart story. So just to give you a little treat.
Is it just a horse talking?
You'd think so. It's the guys that rode the horses through Walmart.
Okay.
And them explaining that they're emotional support horses. So this 7-second piece of audio is just a bonus for those that selected that story. But you're not getting that story broken down.
Oh, yeah, that's my emotional support animal. We just went in there, rode. We always ride to Baker. We just wanted to do it that day. I mean, it was fun. We went famous. That's all. We ain't want to hurt nobody or nothing.
Well, it's good they don't want to hurt anybody.
Yeah, that's my, again, he says emotional support horse.
Oh, yeah, that's my emotional support animal. We
riding it through
The way
Walmart.
he says that is unbelievable. Oh, yeah. Like, he didn't know that's what the question was going to be about. Like, what are you talking me about? My horse? Oh, yeah.
Come on, duh.
Hello.
But here is the story that won. Is headline number 2. You chose. You decide the content. Michigan man imprisoned for sending cruise ship bomb threat to prevent his girlfriend from going on vacation without him. And Kenzie said very clearly, why didn't I think of that?
That's such a good idea.
And this was a young guy, too. So here we go. Here's the story. Joshua Lowe, a 19-year-old from Michigan, was somewhat understandably disappointed to learn when he wasn't invited to join his girlfriend and her family on a Carnival cruise they booked to take a tour of the Caribbean last January.
Okay.
Not invited on the trip. That 19 years old, I'm not sure. It doesn't say right now. At least we don't know how long they were dating.
Right.
But the family's going on a cruise, and the boyfriend, what if they're dating
What's insane about this is I assumed it was like a bachelorette party or like a girls' trip. She was going on a family vacation and he was concerned.
And he went to do a bomb threat, which we know from the headline, of course.
Wow. Okay.
But how dejected should he feel? I don't know how long they were dating, but the family's going on a trip. Are you part of the family or not? And he didn't get invited on the cruise ship. Now, I know that can get pricey to add one more person onto it, right? Isn't it something like a...
Right, like who's paying?
It sounds like the family paid for everybody but him.
Damn.
which led him to a bomb threat. That's very sad. I don't know. But again, 19 years old, you're pretty young. I wouldn't expect that at that age. If you were like 40, maybe expect to be coming on that trip.
Well, like also like families are allowed to get together, which is, I feel like at that age, sometimes it's fun to be, have your like core members because you don't all live together anymore. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
those are nice moments.
It's a family trip. Well, the story continues. Lowe, who was living with his unidentified girlfriend and her family at the time, so he lives with them in their house or apartment or whatever.
Good Lord.
So he lives with them, was not only denied the chance to escape the frigid winter weather in the Wolverine state. Here's the kicker, Kenzie. This might be it that might set him off. So he wasn't invited on the trip with the family on the cruise ship.
Okay.
He lives with them. He was asked to pet sit while they were aboard the cruise. Because they have dogs and cats or whatever.
It is awkward to not invite him on the family trip, I have to say, if he lives in your home. That is weird.
A little more awkward. And also saying, by the way, while we're gone having fun, can you take care of, Spot?
That one's a bit odd because it's like that you're all packing in front of him. That is, when a dog looks at you when you pull out your suitcase, like they were doing that to him.
Yeah, the dog's wondering, like, where are we going? So they asked him to pet sit while they were aboard the vessel that departed Miami shortly before the operating company received an email that stated, "Hey, I think someone might have a bomb on your Sunrise cruise ship." That came from him on an email.
Was it just his actual email address?
Don't know that yet.
Okay.
I'm not sure if he was.
That would be incredible.
I mean, maybe it was not a bomber at AOL.com. I'm not sure what his email address is. The ship was then forced to abandon its course to Jamaica and return to Florida as officials conducted a search that required them to comb through 1,000 rooms.
Oh my gosh.
Turned out, of course, there was a non-existent explosive device because there was no bomb on there. It was something he just emailed. And they had to turn the boat around, search 1,000 rooms. Nothing there. The FBI was able to trace the message back to Lowe. Again, it doesn't say what his email was. Maybe it was his, at homedepot.com, wherever he works, that was his email.
That is so embarrassing. They're going to come back home.
So the prosecutors then found him, and they said he, quote, admitted that he sent the message because he was upset that the family went on the cruise while leaving him behind to care for their pets. He said he just basically confessed to the whole thing. And he said...
Because he was probably like, this is when you confess because you're like, whoa. Not a bomb guy, just a jealous guy. You're like, I'd rather get in trouble for that.
Just trying to see my girlfriend, not her dog, or clean up the cat litter box. He ultimately pleaded guilty in federal court after being charged with making a false bomb threat. Just think about this before you do something stupid like this. He could have landed in prison for 5 years, but he's going to serve a maximum of 8 months after being sentenced Monday because maybe the judge was like, I get it, man. I was young once. I had a girlfriend.
Like, don't do that again, dumbass. It's like what the judges say.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.